Greetings. I'd like to share with you a reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verses 31 through 38, from the New Revised Standard Version. Hear the word of the Lord, let God's Spirit speak. Then Jesus said to the Jews who had believed in him, "If you continue in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." They answered him, "We are descendants of Abraham and have never been slaves to anyone. What do you mean by saying, 'You will be made free'?" Jesus answered them, "Very truly I tell you, everyone who commits sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not have a permanent place in the household. The son has a place there forever. So if the Son makes you free, you will be free indeed. I know that you are descendants of Abraham, yet you look for an opportunity to kill me because there is no place in you for my word. I declare what I have seen in the Father's presence. As for you, you should do what you have heard from the Father." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And keep in mind here that Jesus is having an ongoing conversation with Sadducees and Pharisees, a very specific group. When you hear the word Jews here in the text, keep this in mind. They're most concerned about their social and political clout. They also want to make sure that they, stay ahead of the crowd economically. And so they have found themselves in places of power. The way they keep those places of power to themselves is they do look at the law. They do look at what the prophets have to say. But they interpret it in such a way, that they come first and foremost before anybody else. It works to their advantage. Jesus here is giving them an opportunity to do something different. He's opening a doorway, an avenue, for them to see another way to go. A way that doesn't lead to sin, but leads to the love, grace, and mercy of God. Jesus speaks to them not just as a descendant of Abraham, but he refers to himself as the Son of God. And he's inviting them, he's inviting us, to also be children of God, to see God's word in such a way that it opens our hearts and lives, to being kind, compassionate, caring to others, and to have a really deeply personal relationship with God our Father. He challenges these that he talks to stick with his word, continue with him, especially in this path that leads to a relationship with God and to sharing God's love with others, letting God be seen in them and known here in this world. Today he still opens the door and the avenue for us to continue always walking with him, to be, through him, children of the Lord our God, whom we call lovingly Father. May God's word touch your hearts and lives. May Christ and you walk hand in hand as you seek to share the love of the Father with others. Amen.